This is cool. This is so cool.
Where are you taking us? This thing is hilarious. Lenny, that's our hotel for the night. Do you want to stay at this hotel?
Yes.
How are we going to get up there?
We need the elevator.
An elevator.
Wondering what the heck is going on here? Well, allow me to explain. This week, Elena and I moved off of our sailboat, which had been our permanent home for the last 5 years. We're on our way to our new trimaran, which is in Asia, but not without doing a little world tour first and ticking off some wild adventures off of our list. This week, we're staying in the most dangerous Airbnb in all of the USA, otherwise known as the Frying Pan, located off the coast of North Carolina. Upon arrival, Elena is going to be, a little miffed to find out that we have to get into a bosun's chair and clip on and then be hoisted up onto the platform way up in the air, holding on to our kids from a powerboat in a pretty forceful current. And I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble about this one. Looking very graceful, darling. You're going to be one of the first people going up, Ant.
This is nuts. Are we going up in chairs?
Hand signal right away as soon as you're secure because I'm backing out, all right? All right, I'm gonna set adrift coming south to north here. We're gonna try and do our best to sideswipe this.
What are some of the problems we're dealing with here, Captain?
Running into the tower, we got about a 4.5 foot clearance between the tower and the bow of this boat.
How many knots of current?
About 1.5 knots here, maybe like 2 knots in a few spots, so we're lucky to work with it.
Yeah.
But when we're going in this angle, you have to go parallel to the tower the entire way, so it's a little bit more complicated than we expect. All right, here we go. All right, Justin, you're up.
Got it.
All the way, metal to metal. Winch up, winch up, winch up. Get low, Justin, get low.
Woo!
We're just mid-air right now. Holy crap.
I don't think your grandma's going to be very happy about this, Lenny boy. Lenny was genuinely smiling the whole way up.
Yeah.
I think because I was pretty relaxed, so he was. Because he's strapped to my chest, so he's in sync with your emotions. Okay.
Do not hit your head.
That was pretty wild.
That's not bad, not bad.
That was extraordinary.
Nice work.
Where do you want to go?
Up here.
What about Mama? We got to get Mama first.
So we're checking all these knots here.
Elena, everything secure?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I've like triple checked this chair. What on earth are we doing, Mr. Darwin? What is going on here?
I got the hook.
Metal to metal.
Hooked up.
Metal to metal. We're going up. We're going up.
Ready?
Holy crap. I'm all for like having children and not letting that change your lifestyle and have them adapt to you, but this is probs where I draw the line. Oh my god.
Love you, babe.
I hate you. Oh my god, I do not want to go falling down there.
Looking very graceful, darling.
I'm sitting so weirdly in this chair. Holy crap. Oh my god, what did I agree to? Oh my god, I was like, that's gonna be fine. I was like shaking. Oh my god, just let me hold on to something stable. Rachel is our new crew who's gonna be helping us out with the kids.
So you've done a lot of rock climbing, so that's just nothing to you.
Yeah, that felt pretty good.
This is wild, isn't it?
This is actually nuts.
Okay, this is the accom, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Pool table, yeah.
Table, TV, couch, kitchen's back over that way.
Still high on adrenaline, we moved as far away from the edge of the rig to the relative safety inside. Being a research platform, I was surprised to find the most random decorations.
Elena, this volleyball says Castaway on it.
I couldn't wait to explore more and meet the eccentric owner of this strange and wonderful place.
This is pretty much exactly the type of place I used to work in, babe. What do you think?
I'm dreading going down already.
So I used to work offshore, so this is a very familiar environment to me. I was checking those, the lifting gear. I was checking that like a hawk. Bunch of barracuda down there. Some birds. This is cool. This is so cool.
We're just here in the galley, absolutely starving, making some coffee, giving the kids some grapes, And I think we're about to get a tour of the place. We haven't seen anything yet. I'm so excited to have a look at the rooms. Like on our boat, Le Vagabond, all the organic matter goes into the ocean, and this is where we throw it here.
Right here.
Here we are.
Sick. What do you think?
I reckon it's awesome. I mean, it's not 5-star, but I prefer it. I like places like this.
Jeez, we'll be locking the doors tonight.
Who's gonna rob us out here, darling?
No, I'm worried about the kids getting out. Plop.
No one thinks he's going for a walk, but he definitely isn't.
No, this is a platform that's lower than where we are. Yeah, you wanna come, Lenny?
I need to go up there.
You wanna go back up? Apparently the birds are really, really loud, especially in the night. So lucky I brought my earplugs.
It's the laundry. Oh, nice.
So this place has 8 bedrooms that people can stay in and 2 heads. And it's actually pretty nice. Like, I'm just wondering how they got everything up here. Mattresses, beds. You can see a lot of it's kind of been recycled and it's made of metal and things. But they haven't done a bad job of decorating. Like,
He's got an excellent eye for...
are really cute. Hey, let's go see up top. Solar panels. I'm not sure how many watts, but I'll ask Richard later.
They say on the back there.
320 watts.
320 watts each. There's been some complaints about rusty stuff. It's only every second I-beam, so these ones have been replaced. So to the careful, to the trained eye, you can see that this walkway is absolutely fine.
So I'm in the area now where we got lifted up, and I guess this is some kind of work shed. I can see a jet ski, lots of tools, I can hear a generator running. And actually, since we got here, Richard, the owner of this oil rig, kind of left us to our own devices. Him and another fellow are fixing another generator. There's something technical going on where they need to like hook up the system so one doesn't explode.
When you have this one running, if this one's running and they hit heads, one of these blows up. So you put a special box that goes, okay, you win. Turning it into a 2-phase system.
So we've just been left to our own devices. We're exploring around. It's a maze. And looking over the edge here, there are about 100 barracuda I can see so close to the surface. Like my worst nightmare, right down there. Let's go up. A unicycle? What on earth? Whoa. This is the rig's version of an infinity pool. Check out the bar. This is awesome. So this is just a big platform on the top. I'm guessing this is where people unicycle. This is Richard, everyone. Richard, you want to say hi?
Hello!
Is that why you bought an oil rig?
This is not an oil rig.
It was?
It's a research platform
It is now. What
for the
was
mentally
it?
challenged.
What's the story? What's the story with this thing? I actually don't know much about it.
This was, without me realizing it, my childhood treehouse in large form. And then after I had it, I was like, well, how am I gonna make this thing something we can all use? So I said, let's turn it into a place where people can learn about what's under the water and the weather above and this amazing beauty out here. At night, all the Milky Way, and I just had to share it. So we turned it into a nonprofit.
Wow.
And we make our own water and we make our own electricity. Those right there.
And a bath with fresh water. I thought that would be salt water, hey, but it's fresh.
Yeah.
Luxurious.
That is not a horse tank. That is our scuba gear rinse off, AKA hot tub.
Once we hopped in that bath, I was like, thank goodness. That was so good for my soul. Just like we made it, we're up here. I was fearing how the heck we were gonna get down again, but tried to block that out of my mind. I'll deal with that later.
With the limited amount of luggage and provisions we could bring up, we were relieved to find that Richard had stocked up the cupboards and fridge for us. Someone staying on the rig is expected to cook for the whole crew. After looking around at the plumbers, welders and scientists on board and assessing their potential culinary skill set, I decided to take matters into my own hands.
Tonight we're doing some VR goggle work. And tomorrow night I think we're setting off some fireworks.
So apparently we're gonna have a bonfire up there while we shoot off the fireworks, while we're looking at the stars.
It's gonna be so
And
much
it's just gonna be a regular night out in the middle of the ocean.
Like figuring it out.
I disappeared.
It's our turn to watch for a
There you
second.
go.
Oh.
Man, this is made you feel like you were doing it. And now you have to grab a cube and hold on to it.
You're gonna feel like a toddler learning how to do things for the first time.
That'll, you'll figure it out. You're squeezing and grabbing. There you go. Grab.
Release the grip button to drop it.
We just had Darwin sleeping in the pram while we played with the VR goggles and stuff. So I'm just about to grab him and jump into bed with him. We're gonna sleep in this double bed. Lenny and Riley are in another double bed.
Good night, you two. Sleep well.
Night.
And Ray has her own double bed too. This is awesome. And just before I jump into bed, I just wanted to say that when we first got here, it was really hot and we just spent the morning rushing around, including doing food shop, being in a boat for 2 hours, like not being able to move around. It was a fast boat. It was really tough, and when we got here it was hot and the kids were in the lounge room and they couldn't touch anything. Like it's not set up for kids. Darwin is in fact the youngest kid to ever step foot on this rig, which we were expecting, you know, but we just had this kind of daunting feeling like, oh no, this is going to be really, really tough. Come afternoon, we'd hopped in the tub up on the top platform. I realised it wasn't as dangerous as I thought it was. There's kind of 2 layers, like if you fall off the top deck, there's another bit underneath. It doesn't just go straight down into the water. Still very, very scary, but it just wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it now feels at home. Richard's amazing, and Bobby, the other guy here, like they've really made us feel at home, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow so much. How'd you sleep, Schmokey?
Very well.
Good. So Richard dropped down a line with like a net in it in case we did get a fish, because there's obviously sharks around, so it's nice to get the fish out of the water as soon as you can. But really it was just Riley and I plonked in the ocean around this rig. When I hopped in the water I realised the barracuda weren't really interested in us. I've been chased by a barracuda before. Saw 2 sharks, yeah, they were amberjacks and a hell of a lot of barracuda. And it is amazing to see the biodiversity. There's so much down there.
I didn't end up shooting anything. I was fine with that. I was just sort of cruising around, having a look, getting the lay of the land rather than really trying to get dinner. We had dinner on board, so.
Oh, we ate like kings.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
Riley dived down and the African pompano swam over the top of him. He didn't even see them as soon as he hopped in the water. And we thought we'd see more, but we only saw them like 4 or 5 more times. Apparently the time to get them is like sunset, and the boys went in after us and got a bunch. Yeah, she did. Amazing.
We had a field day out there. End of the day, only saw them early. Didn't get any. And then we cleaned them up in the end.
Yeah. Wow. We saw 4 different times we saw them, but they're so quick. African pompano are one of the many species that occupy the 50-foot water column below us. While their young occupy open waters, adults are often found near reefs or wrecks, or in this case, the frying pan, which acts as an artificial reef for a variety of marine life. These fish feed on crustaceans, are fed on by sharks, and here are surrounded by a diversity of other marine life, including rays, seabirds, lobsters, and octopus. It's an amazing place to observe an entire ecosystem in action. Do you want to go ride the scooter?
Oh, yes, I do.
Alright, let's go.
He's riding a scooter in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Like, where can you decide to go and get a scooter and ride it in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean?
Go, Lenny, you gotta go fast. Go, go, go.
is our second sunset on the rig and I still just can't even believe that we're here. What is this? I can ride it with the handle down. Alright then.
There you go.
Set, go! The fireworks were incredible. It was so cool and again just so unique. Whoa! It's okay. It's alright. Oh, it's okay.
And what were the 3 words that you've used to sum up your facility?
Restore, protect those guys that fish in the ocean, and preserve, because I'm not going to do this forever. Restore, protect, preserve the tower. Life goes on, we learn more about these oceans. These are critical. If we don't take care of them, we don't live.
One more quick thing, mate.
Yeah.
What can members of our audience do to help? Or what can Elena and I, and then what can members of our audience do to
Share the
help?
word.
Yep.
Eyeballs mean attention. Attention means we get people to volunteer or buy a shirt or a hat or a mug. It all goes to restore it.
Yep.
We buy steel, we buy paint, we bring people out here. We need volunteers that actually just want to work. We look for their heart and their head.
Yep.
We can manage their skills.
Okay.
They're either welding or electrical or sweeping the floor.
Brilliant.
Takes everybody. Takes videographers that hold cameras.
Bye. Hey, give me 5.
Lenny.
Thank you, young man.
Spaceship, right? Time for the rocket to go down. Here we go.
Okay,
You gotta get back to Earth.
That's this is level 10 vlogging right here. You right, babe?
See you later, Lenny. Bye.
You actually look very happy, mate. Hey?
So from Frying Pan, we jumped on a tiny plane and headed back to the Bahamas where our friends rented us out a cheap, much safer Airbnb, lol, where we'd be staying for a while to recoup, sort out the mountains of footage we'd shot lately, before gearing up to head to Europe and the Arctic Circle. We love it here so much and Lenny has some great friends on the island that he actually goes to school with. I have to say that as hard as it's been being off the boat so far, I'm so proud of all of us for keeping it all together whilst working full-time jobs and still managing to spend great quality time with the boys.
So I was definitely weary of going out to this rig. I didn't do any research at all. It was Riley's
I
idea.
organised it all. If anyone's thinking about going there, it's an experience that cannot be replicated anywhere else in the world. That is unbelievably unique. And if
Yeah.
you think that you might like that sort of thing, you should definitely give it a go.
I will remember this for the
ripping
rest
good
of my
fun.
life. It is so unique to be out there. And Richard pulls out, what's it called? Unicycle. So we're just getting to know Richard and off he goes on his unicycle.
He was showing off.
He may have been showing off.
He
a little
was.
bit.
If ever I've seen anyone,
I
he's
would
like,
too.
"Oh, how you going? Oh, I just got my unicycle over here."
He's a very cool
He's a
dude.
legend. He's a nice guy.
He is so nice and welcoming.
Clearly, obviously, very eccentric, very lovely, and
Made us feel right at home
Yeah.
straight away.
it's previously rained, and my ass is getting wetter and wetter.
Okay. Thank you, Richard, for the coolest experience. If you guys want to see what the rig's about, and
You know when you got wet shorts and that's fine, but if you're sitting on a damp seat,
it
it's just
slowly
gross.
gets wetter and wetter. If you guys want to see and learn more about the rig and what's going on there, I'll pop the link in the description below. And
Like,
wow.
I don't love sitting around in wet shorts.
okay,
anyway.
all right. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a like and leave us a comment.